Hey guys, Sean here and welcome to the F1 Word. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I stuck a poll up on Facebook, Twitter and on Discord asking you guys to name your best driver of 2017. Lots of you got involved and plenty of votes were cast, and we have a top 5. Quick disclaimer, and yeah, I guess kind of a cop-out, I did not vote on this. This was 100% the F1 Word community's decision. Now, 19% of the vote was split between 8 drivers, and they are in reverse order. Felipe Massa, Daniel Kvyat, yeah, Lance Stroll, Sergio Perez, Marcus Ericsson, of course, was always going to feature. If you're on Discord, you'll totally understand why. Fernando Alonso, Nico Hülkenberg, and Daniel Ricciardo. But here are your top 5 best drivers of 2017. So in 5th place then is our 2017 Formula 1 World Championship runner-up Sebastian Vettel. I am genuinely surprised that he did not rank higher with you guys. Yeah, he made a couple of bad decisions this year and reliability has played its part and he fell away towards the end of 2017. But this was his best season in terms of championship finish and points scored since he took his 4th world title in 2013. But with 10% of the vote, he is the driver you have put in 5th place. In 4th place is another driver I thought was going to rank much higher, partly because usually when his name's in any kind of vote, he pretty much wins it, and that is Max Verstappen. He did not have a great start to the season, but that was pretty much down to reliability, so I think it's a bit harsh to judge him on that. But the second half of the season, he was one of the best on the grid. He was winning races, he was competing with Mercedes and Ferrari, despite the fact that Red Bull wasn't up there. I mean, it did make big strides towards the end of the season, but that car was nowhere near the Ferrari and Mercedes. And to do what he did in the second half of the season and bounce back is very impressive. So I'm genuinely surprised he didn't rank higher. I mean, it was a very, very close vote. 11% voted for Max Verstappen, only 1% in it between him and Vettel, and only 2% between Verstappen and the driver in 3rd place. And that's a driver who kind of slipped under the radar, really. And I would not have put him anywhere near the top 5 had I not seen your guys' votes, because I would have completely forgotten about him, and that is Carlos Sainz. The guy's had a pretty decent season, and when you think that the majority of the points he scored were in a Toro Rosso, that just shows how good he was. 13% of you voted for Carlos Sainz, and that is why he is 3rd on the list. I think a word we're going to probably use the most for the top 3 is consistency, and I have a feeling that is probably why Carlos Sainz is there. And like I say, not a name I would have instantly thought of as a top 3 for the season, but I guess the results are there, the points are there, the consistency's there, and the performances have been there as well. Now, the top 2 in this poll were separated by just 2%, and they were, I guess, the runaway front 2. But the driver that you guys have picked as your 2nd best driver of 2017 is the world champion Lewis Hamilton. I was surprised because whenever I look at polls, usually it tends to be the world champion that gets driver of the season with people, but not with you guys. I mean, what can I say about Lewis Hamilton in 2017? He's won the world championship in terms of consistency. He finished every single race, scored at every single one of those. And particularly second half of the season, okay, Ferrari had their reliability problems and there were other issues as well, but he was pretty dominant, to be fair. But with 22% of the vote, you guys have put him in 2nd place. So the driver that you guys, the F1 Word community, have voted for as your driver of 2017 with 24% of the vote, it's Esteban Ocon. I 100% agree that he should be in the top 5. Whether or not I think he's driver of the season, I'm probably going to go away and think about it a little bit because I can kind of get why he's there. He's been absolutely brilliant, and once again, it's that word, consistency. He's picked up points at all but 2 Grand Prix in 2017, and one of those was because he was wiped out by Romain Grosjean, and that was his first retirement from any single-seater race since 2014. And that's a hell of a stat. Whether he deserves to be driver of the season, I guess, you know, that's open to individual opinion. But pushing that aside, he has had a genuinely brilliant season, and nobody can take that away from him, and nobody will convince me otherwise. But with 24% of the vote, you guys have made him your driver of the season. Very quickly then, the top 5 again. In 5th place, Sebastian Vettel with 10% of the vote. Max Verstappen in 4th place with 11% of the vote. Carlos Sainz took 13% of the vote in 3rd place. Lewis Hamilton 2nd place with 22% of the vote, and Esteban Ocon won out with 24% of your votes. I'll tell you what, it's definitely a list that's got me thinking, I'll put it that way. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, who your top 5 of 2017 are. I have a feeling it's probably going to differ quite a bit from this list. I will be back soon with more content as usual, but in the meantime, don't forget to follow me on social media. Links to Facebook, Twitter, and of course to Discord are all in the description down below. But as ever, guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been Sean. This has been the F1 Word, and until next time, goodbye.